Hello, everybody. I've learned not to say good morning. Hello, and this is our threshold party. Have you ever been to a threshold party before?
Never.
I think this might be the first threshold party, and I can see he is looking very intrigued, aren't you? Um, so we're leaping or crawling or strolling from 2025 to 2026 together this morning. And I'm prepared with my magic globe that helps with transitions. And I'm going to turn it over to Dorothy.
Okay, I just want to welcome all of you this morning from the many lands that you're coming from, and glad you're coming to participate in the threshold party. And just we're going to be thinking a lot about what the new year means to us because it brings up many different things for each of us. And so we're we're eager to hear about that. So here we go.
Well, I'll start, and then other members of the planning circle will speak for a couple of minutes, and then we want to hear from you about what this new year means to you, what this threshold means, and then I'm going to invite you to play a New Year's game or ritual with me that I've played for many, many years, and then we'll go into breakout rooms and talk about talk about that. So let's start with a stretch and wake us up, ready for a party, ready for a new year. My mother wrote little tiny poems. And one of the tiny poems that she wrote, I keep trying to remember and I can't really remember it. And we don't have it written down, but it was something like, I'm jumping feet first into the new year and taking the old and wrapping it carefully in tissue paper, noticing where it needs to be mended and putting it away with all of the other years.
Lynn, can you read it again?
I'm just remembering it, and probably there's more that I don't remember. Um, I I jump feet first into the new year, taking the old, carefully wrapping it, noticing where it needs to be mended, and putting it away with all of the other years. I love that image of taking the old year that's ripped or torn or something and thinking to yourself, oh, I have to mend that, and then putting it away. So what about Happy New Year? What is this? For me, the idea of New Year being at the end of December feels very arbitrary because I'm so geared to the academic calendar or the Jewish calendar where we start in September. But then I was realizing that has been a division for millennia because the light, that's dwindling then begins to come back. And so we have this sense of a bodily new start when the light comes again. And that feels like to me we're gathering all of our human experience uh, and putting it in one box saying that's 2025, and then we're anticipating many experiences and days and putting that in this other box saying it's 2026. And there's this sense of then creating, by gathering it that way, we're creating a threshold. We're creating this experience that seems really important, where all of us, in some way or another, register that there's a transition, that there's a new beginning, that there's something precious about that moment of pause that the new year gives us and reflection. And I'm hoping that we can do that together, that reflection and pause and taking in the larger meaning of how our larger selves in a way are timeless, or time is very different in the implicit realm. Something that happened at the age of 3 can be more present to me than something that is happening now. And yet, our lives are very much bound in time. And those of you who are psychotherapists, our lives are parsed out in minutes. Can't be late for 1 minute for a session. At least it for most of us, it's like that. And this interweaving of time and timelessness, that our lives are this interweaving of the implicit and the explicit, and what we think of as the larger self, or the expanded self that goes way out past boundaries of time, and then this local self that's so informed by time every moment. So those are my thoughts about the new year. And now we will hear some thoughts from other people on the committee, and then we'll hear your thoughts. So I'd invite you to just let yourself take in what people are saying and think, well, how do I hold this holiday? So, Jim, can you be next?
Sure, I can be next.
Great.
Um, we're talking about arbitrary divisions, as if there are any non-arbitrary divisions.
Mm.
Uh, and of course, there are non-arbitrary divisions, because otherwise I would not be going next. Uh, but in the midst of people saying Happy New Year, for some reason or other, this new year does not feel happy to me. It feels uh, strange. It feels alien. It feels like well, I don't know. It's I can't explain it, because if I could explain it, then it would be a lot happier, I think. Um, just things are feeling different to me for inexplicable reasons.
Mm.
And at the same time, I feel the same way we make divisions between old year and new year and think of them as arbitrary, uh, that there isn't anything arbitrary, that for some reason I'm noticing something that was there before as well.
Mm.
Uh, but by making the division, I get to notice it. And by not making the division, I would just go on my merry way as if nothing has changed.
Mm. Yeah, yeah.
So, so who would like to go next?
Can I put a word in there? I know it's not my turn, but I forgot to say something that that what you said, Jim, brought up for me. When we think of putting things in boxes, and it's so culturally ubiquitous to put things in the package of happy or sad, good or bad. It's a good year, it's a bad year. And those polarities um, really, I think, are so limiting because our lives don't fit into that. We're not happy or sad. We're so many things. Um, and to say Happy New Year always feels weird to me. I don't want to say Happy New Year, but I don't know what else to say there. Have a rich New Year, have a growing New Year, have I don't know. But anyway, I wanted to put that 2 cents in. And Jim, you were going to hand it to someone else.
Well, also at the same time, saying Happy New Year is not it's a wish for something. And we know what it means to say that happy versus sad, even if it's not very detailed.
Yes, it's
Yes.
So, Katerina, why don't you go next?
Yes. Peaceful New Year. How did that sound?
it sounds good.
Mm. Yeah. So a tear falls out of my eye. And I give a hug to each of you on the screen. Thank you for coming today as we gather. Already we've had so many reflections. So let's see. Um, Liz, would you like to be next to say something?
I'm going to yield my time to the Honorable Dorothy Marks.
Why, thank you, Liz. um, maybe you'll change your mind, or maybe not. That's the arbitrariness of it all. Um, what what just came to mind as I was um, shopping in my usual weekly Trader Joe, but this was right after New Year's, and somehow we got in a conversation with the cashier with the man there helping us on the subject of um, why there weren't many vegetables there that day. And this was the afternoon, and he said, well, there's a rush on fruits and vegetables in the beginning of the year because people have made their resolution about how they're going to eat. And then he said, just watch. In about even just 2 weeks, he said. I thought he was going to say 2 months, but he said 2 weeks. They're all back on the shelves, and the sweets have arrived in the cart. Um, and I just It's brought a chuckle to my mind, and at the same time, it also made me think about how I do that. There's something about the new year that instills in me this need to make a commitment to something. And um, I am like a paper saver junkie. Um, my files and box of files just increase, especially when I take these groups where there's a lot of reading of articles and I'm a printer as opposed to eating, as opposed to reading um, on the computer. So anyway, um, I decided to call a friend of mine who's very spiritually oriented, and we did this process. And she just had me get something out of my file drawer. I picked how I save all my finance. I each year or each month I write down what I spend in each category, and oh my God. And and I save the files. I have it back a bunch of years. So I pulled one out 2020 or something like that. And we did this process about, okay, let's see if we can find some of the meaning, the attachment to this material. And we talked about what age that I associate with holding on to this material. And then we got to something around my father and his preoccupation with finances and how that was much of our conversation often, and how there's some attachment there. I mean, so much of this is implicit, it's down there deep, and it just has a way of like taking over the psyche. But I found it really helpful. I found it an easier way to get rid of the material when I found out what the attachment was
Mm.
underneath it. So those are my thoughts. And
Mm.
um, let's see, who else? Is there anybody else who in our group that would like to speak before we go on in our little
Maybe,
planning group?
maybe Rachel, you have anything to say about the new year, Rachel?
Um, I I think I'm kind of lined up with what Jim and what you said, just about there's a sort of pressure to be happy or to have a brand new something. And this year in particular, I think I always find a birthday or certain holidays where there's an outside pressure to be anything. Like your feelings need to match and you need to sort of bring them up to a
Mm.
certain level of expectation that's coming from the outside. I find that very impossible and pressured, and um, all kinds of things. And this year in particular, I kind of felt like F off New Year. Like I just didn't want any of that. And yeah, while I usually embrace a chance in a way to have a fresh start or a clean slate or a new piece of paper to write stuff on, it just felt like I don't know. I don't kind of believe in the same way or the same tradition, or I'm tired out and I'm disgusted with what's going on in out, in the country. So I just feel like more gliding in than trying to do something more like waging into the new year, like you're going into battle. I feel more like let me uh not sit the year out, but sort of sit out the hype and um just something like that, like not really a strong act of defiance, but wanting to also not buy into a forced narrative of what it's supposed to be and should be, because that hasn't worked for half a century. It's and I give up. I surrender.
Thank you, Rachel. It it's important for us to acknowledge that this is a very difficult time of year for many people. And that idea of being happy can be this terrible pressure.
Yeah.
So let's hear from you. Take a moment and just take a breath and see what of all these things that we've seeded this conversation with, what comes to you about this new year, this threshold, this crossing? Yeah, so we'd love to hear from you.
Okay, I'll say something. Something Jim said, I don't know what it was, but made me think about why I like so much the jump in the flyer. Um, as children, we all jump and we know the joy of jumping. But as a dancer, I got to experience what it is to have a microsecond of feeling suspended in the air. And truly, in that microsecond, nothing else exists. So that's one part of it. And it's pleasurable, highly pleasurable. And on the other hand, I found myself saying Happy New Year to people, just almost like to have the opportunity to really feel that it is an invitation to be really aware of a transition as it happens, instead of it's the end of something, it's the beginning. It's like you are in the transition, you are in that middle ground where nothing is here yet, but you can definitely trash certain things that you didn't like about last year. You can really say, okay, I'm done with this. So something about the transition itself, the time passing when you say Happy New Year, is like, for some reason this year, it was motivating for me. I found myself saying Happy New Year to quite a bit of people. And really wishing for that awareness of the transition itself for everyone. Like, hey, this is a moment when we can really be in this moment. We don't have to be in 2025 and we don't have to be in 2026, because who says the time is midnight, right? It's not like that. And also I felt very inspired about, I heard a scientist, anthropologist talk about some of the origins or the pagan origins of this time of the year, and that there was a time when probably humans were really concerned that the sun was reducing its time on us, and that there was a point where the sun came back with more hours, and there was a lot of happiness around that. So I connected with that as well. Yeah.
I love what you're saying about that suspended space where you're not in the box of 25 or 26. And a friend of mine experiences being on a plane that way, like you're above time and ordinary life.
There is a moment in the jump where you are not going up and you are not going down. So yeah, a plane is comparable. Yeah. But that is that microsecond where it's like you don't know where you are. You don't know what is happening. And feeling suspended is just the word that I'm using to describe it, but it's like, and then it's gone. Microsecond. Yeah. Thank you for that.
It's inspiring.
Well, I can be next. Okay.
Yeah.
Marco, you inspire me to talk. Well, sorry, I missed what Lynn said. But well, 2025 is really a very overwhelming year for me in my life. I never experienced that, and it continues. So I don't even know how to consider open myself to opportunities, because something happened in my family, and yeah. So I'm actually from New York, but this year, or 2025, I've been spending most of my time in Toronto, and I'm still in Toronto because my aging parents fell apart one after another. So there's no happy new year for me.
Oh, yeah.
Um, but I think this really opened me up to life. Um, Life is not just about going to work or, get up and do things. There are many unpredictable things could happen, and like something beyond my imagination that all of this happened at the same time.
Mm.
Um, so I try to look at them as challenges.
Mm.
Um, this is something we all have to face one day, how to deal with death. Um, so I think I'm not sure if I'm lost, but I'm trying doing my part as a daughter, to help out.
Mm.
Yeah.
I could really feel the heaviness there, Claudia. And then this desire to look at the bigger picture of what it all means.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Sophie, thank you, Claudia, for sharing your truth. Really appreciate. And it reminds me that this year, for some reason, my way of saying Happy New Year or blessing or something more targeted to the person was really about feeling the connection. Feeling the connection around me and the various circles of connections, closer to my heart or closer in affiliations, the different kind of closeness too. It didn't feel like it was, like a circle of closer people and then another circle a little further. It just felt like I'm connected in different ways and there's different kind of closeness. And I really appreciated that, and I appreciated the life in that, the feeling, the importance of people alive in my life and people who are not there and I'm still connected. That's why I think I connected to what you said, Claudia. And sometimes really missing the people who are not there and then learning to, oh, okay, yes, and who is here? And who is here? And reorienting my spirit toward who is here? Who is near? Who's alive? So, yeah, it has been kind of that transition and appreciating little gesture of kindness that happen in this suspended space, like Marga was describing. Like a lot of people are not everybody, but a lot are not working. There's a kind of suspension of not the routine and sleeping, waking, going to work, eating, taking care of whatever. I like that stopping of those routines. That's one of the things I appreciated around the word is escaping around the COVID time,
Oh, yes.
where there is like we don't know where we're going, we don't know what's happening, it's suspended, and we stop. And I really like that pause, that big pause that happened, and then other thing where we were noticing other thing, and there's more space for other thing to come, like there were more space for animals to come closer. And so yes, that's where I am with this transition. Thank you for the opportunity to share a little bit and pause around what is this for each of us. I appreciate that, the meaning of that. Thank you.
Thank you, Sophie.
For me, it's because I'm, 82, I'm more aware, and my partner's 9 years older. I'm more aware of the fact that this may be the last year for many things. And so it feels a little more precious to me at this point. Yeah. Make something calls me to make the most of it. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a meditation that I listen to every morning, and part of it is to hold this day as if it was the first day in your life or the very last day in your life. And I always feel touched by that, even though I hear it over and over, because I do this meditation every morning. And I think, how is this the first day of my life? How is this a new beginning? How might it be the last day of what? And that feels very precious.
Thanks, Lynn. It sort of reminds me to maybe we shouldn't be saying Happy New Year. We just say Happy New Day.
Mm-hmm. Happy new moment.
You have some new painting behind you, Lynn.
Yes, this is my new series, and there has to be a
Oh,
third one. Yes.
wow. Talking about new things.
Yeah. New paintings.
Charles wrote a poem in the chat.
Oh, wow. Yes,
Ah,
I like that point.
can you read it?
Would you like me to read it? Is it the poem I wrote?
Yes.
I'm shocked by how cruel human beings can be. I am shocked by the kindness that I sometimes see. Can such cruelty and such kindness together be in the same human heart that lives in you and me?
Hmm. Hmm.
Right now, people were talking about the kindness, and that was the part of the poem that was most drawing me to it. There are some times when you're suddenly startled by such kindness that you see,
Yes.
and it's really almost takes your breath away. But
Hmm.
cruelty also is there, and it's how do they live together? Yeah, in all of us. Yeah.
Bless you.
Mm.
In French, we say à tes souhaits, meaning to your wishes
Oh,
when you sneeze.
A sneeze is different from that cough, isn't it?
Or was it a cough?
no, it was
No,
a
no, it's a
yeah.
sneeze, right?
That's
and
neat.
it's different. You wouldn't say as to your wishes with a cough, would you?
No.
No.
But a sneeze is different. It's funny.
Well, your poem was nothing to sneeze at. I was thinking of cruelty and kindness, and then all of the other things, to be surprised by just the look of joy on someone's face, or there's so many so many infinite experiences that can bring us this feeling of shock or surprise, or like, wow. Well, I think it might be time for us to play our game. Is it? I think there's one more person that has something to say before we play our game.
I think Lee want to say something.
What's that?
Lee. Lee, PHW.
Ah,
He
Yes.
jumped in. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Following on comments about new year or new day or new moment, my word that comes up is fresh moment. And also this time of the year, winter, connecting with the cycles of the season. I think in parallel with the process model, the unit model, a temporary unit of bracketing the beginning of a period of time and the ending of a period of time, albeit arbitrarily, help us to see a segment of some reality, just like a piece of art. When it is framed, you can see it more clearly. And so my sharing is coming back to Charles' poem on cruel and kindness. At times, it can be so blended together that we can give attention to this interesting feel from the English word bittersweet.
yeah.
Life is inherently bittersweet, all at the same time, or with some balances, but it's for me a very fascinating and nurturing, supportive word that can have a, 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 uh, a refreshingness in it, bittersweet. And I like to think it's that way around, bittersweet rather than sweet bitter. I think bittersweet is closer to the essence of human beings.
Yes. The word poignant kind of captures that. Being touched. And so much has to do with noticing things, like Charles' poem said, being able to be shocked. We need to be shocked. We need to have a peaceful new year and also be shocked by all the things we notice and let ourselves be surprised. Okay, so this little ritual or game or whatever we want to call it, you'll need a paper or pencil or something like that. And I'm going to do a little attunement, inviting you to hold the last year and just the moments that come to you in that year. And it's not the events, it's not, you know, the progress or this thing I was a failure, this thing I was a success. It's not about that. It's about just allowing our consciousness to float there above or in this time that we've put in this box of 2025. And it might be a moment that you remember of the first taste of coffee in the morning, or it might be walking down the street and seeing the light a certain way, or it might be something someone said to you, or it might be a terrible moment of sitting in the hospital and waiting and watching the glaring lights. But this exercise is like not evaluating, but just jotting down the moments that you remember and just giving them, you know, you don't have to write the whole moment, but what will bring that moment back to you. And allowing it to be a free flow. This is sort of like a Freudian idea of the evenly hovering attention and just letting whatever comes come and just marking it down. And then we'll go into breakout rooms and we'll discuss it and we'll see, what grabbed you about doing it this way? Did it make a form for you of the year? How did your implicit unconscious inner self, or however you would call that larger self, choose those moments? Was there any order in it? So, taking a breath, relaxing, which is such a complicated thing to relax. Takes us by surprise. Oh, I can relax. I can let go. And being here with us in this crossing all together, all our different experiences. And we're all in this leap. We're all in this threshold. And we want to just notice what we're remembering about this last year as the door is closing to it in some ways on our calendar. So I'm going to give you like 5 minutes to write about this, and then we'll go into breakout rooms and discuss it, and then we'll come back. Any questions? I guess it's
Do I
pretty.
really have to write?
No, you don't have to write.
Okay.
You could just remember. Yeah. I always find it always helps me to write something down, but many people it doesn't. That's our 5 minutes. Does it feel like we can go into breakout rooms and continue our process, or do you need a couple more minutes? Who feels like we need at least 2 more minutes? Okay, let's give ourselves 2 minutes. Set my timer for 2 minutes.
2 minutes, counting down.
Okay, so let's go into our breakout rooms and we'll come back at 9:30 and talk about how it is to account in a way to remember the year without evaluating it. I'll see you in 15 minutes. 9:30, Christine?
Mhm.
Oh, Dorothy.
Yeah.
What a miracle.
Ooh.
Such a miracle.
Oh,
We go and we're
oh my
intimate.
God.
It always seems like the star, at night, just one by one, the stars show up, and it
Yeah.
seems a little like when we come back.
Well, Charles, that too would be a miracle. Living in a city where you hardly ever see stars. I would love to have that
That's true.
experience.
That's true. That's
Ice
true.
frozen lake.
I guess it's partly memories of having lived in the country.
Right. Growing up a long time ago, there were
Yeah,
stars.
there were stars, and I used to go out and see them. Mhm.
Welcome back. There's a lot of energy here. A lot of, yeah.
That was such a gift. This topic is such a gift, Lynn. Thank you.
Yeah, I love I love what everybody said. I feel very rich and full and it feels like I have to go off and really meditate on what everybody said. So how was your breakout rooms?
Good.
Good.
Continuation. I just want to say out loud because maybe the biggest thing that I've got today so far, and I've gotten a lot, but I want to say it out loud because I tend to forget things like this. So for me, I love transitions and I celebrate the Jewish New Year. Obviously, I live in a Jewish country. I celebrate that. I celebrate the New Year of my birthday, no, New Year, and look back on that. And I don't celebrate so much January 1st, but this year I decided I would go to a light show at the Botanical Garden on December 31st. And I went to that and had the New Year. So, because I also thought, oh, 2025 was so hard in so many ways and really painful and bad news and experiences and injuries and emotional blah blah blah. And I just wanted to throw it away. And Lynn, your poem gave me planted this seed of, I don't remember the words that your poem has, but not just chucking it in the trash, but to um, do something with it. And it feels like this whole session of listening to everybody's shares, and then the breakout room was more of shining light on the different facets of ways of looking at this transition. So that I appreciate that to have some good stuff in the
Yeah.
midst of the cold and the sick people and the dying people and the already, all of it. Yeah.
Yes, yes,
And the
yes,
crazy leaders and the
yes,
all of it.
yes, all of it.
Oh,
All
thank
of
you. Thank you. I'm very grateful to the group.
Yeah, me too.
I've just added in the chat we can see it as a poem, but it's a song. It's the first song of 2026 on the first full moon of the month. Peter Gabriel, the singer, is revealing one song every month for the next year of his new album, and it's called Been Undone. And it talks a lot about what we're talking right now. The end of the song is, and I feel it in you. You feel it in me.
Yeah.
Oh, you feel it in me, and I feel it in you.
Wow.
And it's absolutely a wonderful song. And there's also the link to listen to it if you want.
Oh,
So
thank you.
thank you for a great beginning of the year, Lynn and everyone. Wonderful.
I don't see it
I
in
don't
the
see
chat,
it in the
Michael.
chat. I don't
It,
see
it
it in the
didn't
chat.
show up, Mikhail. If you could do that again or press send, please.
Oh, maybe I send it on maybe to one person. I don't know. Yeah, I'll put it again in it. I'm sorry.
Okay. All
Thank
right.
you.
Yeah, I'll put it again in it.
Thank you.
And I'll
Looking
put
forward
the
to
link
listening
also.
to
Also put
Oh, okay. Now it's come. Now it's come. Okay. You have to click to open it.
yeah.
All right. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. I see. Yeah, it did open now. Okay.
I love that line, I feel it in you. It's like my feeling, but we're interaction and I'm
Yeah.
feeling it in you.
You feel it in me. I feel it in you. You feel it in yeah. Yeah, I feel it in you. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Mhm.
I don't know if I can be heard. Can I be heard?
Say that again,
Yeah.
Colleen.
Yeah. Hi, Lynn. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi, Pauline.
Hi.
Hi, Pauline.
Hi, Dorothy. Hi, Charles. My
Hi.
connection is very unstable. I'm down in the Canary Islands, a good bit away from home. So
Oh, wow.
I just wanted to put in the qualities that I wanted to, and of compassion and curiosity and connectedness and courage and confidence and calm and clarity and creativity. So it's not that I don't know how to wish that for everyone, but I just know that they're the qualities that make connections more stable. So lots of love from
All you
Ilhora.
gotta do, all you gotta do is wish it. That's it.
Yeah, you did.
Good. Yes.
I
Yes.
felt the
Yes.
wish. I felt it in you.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Yes.
We get it.
So thank you for a great year. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I remember
Mm-hmm.
Charles carrying forward something of your um, distinction between human rights and human needs. You know, I think that's a whole other new conversation of universal human needs rather than rights. It feels less needing to fight for needs than rights. So lots of love. Thank
Needs are
you. In case
undeniable.
the
I mean,
connection goes.
rights can be taken away, I guess, but needs are undeniable.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's time for our toast, but maybe there's one more person wanting to share.
I'd love to highlight, I worked with Lip and just the childlike joy and simplicity when we were talking about physicality and how much that means. I was talking about sitting on a couch next to my daughter and relatives all squinched together and how good that felt on Christmas Day because there was nothing to do but just sit there and enjoy each other and just the physicality. And then that brought up in Lip like his joy in the physicality of touching the ice with his hand and being able to make a new pattern in the ice. And then he showed me a picture on his phone. And it was just a moment of meeting together. It's just very precious.
Mm. Mm. I can certainly feel that in the two of you.
Yeah, I also wanted to share that for me, the new year is another 100 miles to run because I celebrate Chinese Lunar Year. That will be in February. So I wanted to invite every one of you. Yeah, maybe to have the final run before the new year.
And what is the final run, I want to know what I'm being invited to here.
to have more hopes, to have more before the end of the year, we usually pack up things, throw away things, and give a final shot.
Hmm.
The year's not over. There's still this
Right.
final leg of the year, right, for the Chinese New Year.
Yeah, because the new year is in February, and I'm quite excited with my realization last week when I traveled back from my holidays, because the airplanes that I took stopped at the midpoint. It's like another district, another place before travel to my destination. And which means I have actually two opportunities for the same how to say situation.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. Yes. The first time the stewardess asked me to buckle up my coat, buckle up on top of my coat. I refused to do that. So the second time when I get back to the airplane, I know the stewardess will come to me and ask me to do the same thing. So in the second time, instead of I take off my coat, I wear it. I didn't take off. I didn't, so it gives me another way to handle the situation.
Mm-hmm.
So I wrote a poem on that too.
Maybe you can put it in the chat, since we're almost out of time.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I love that idea of having another chance.
Right.
That life gives many, many, many chances for new beginnings, right? Every day. But if we have the Jewish New Year, the January 1st New Year, and the Chinese New Year, we get some good chances there.
Yeah, we can always make conscious
Yeah,
choice.
right. So I'm going to hand it over to Katerina, who's going to lead us in a toast for the new year, and then we're going to have Dorothy read our poem. Getting my New Year's toasting thing.
Toasting.
I don't know if you don't have a candle or a drink, you can toast with anything. Since we're focusers, we don't need concrete things.
What is that, Lynn? It's beautiful.
Isn't it beautiful? It's a moon lamp. And
Wow. Never saw anything like that. I love it.
is
Thanks.
Katerina with us?
I don't see her.
I don't see her. So maybe we'll toast with Katerina in mind, and well, I'm not going to say Happy New Year, but
Happy New Day.
Happy New Day.
to life. How about
To
that?
L'chaim, L'chaim.
To life.
To life.
Yes. and to time and timelessness and new opportunities and new beginnings. Okay, so we're ready for our poem, Dorothy.
Okay. This is for a new beginning by John Donahue. In out of the way places of the heart where your thoughts never think to wander, this beginning has been quietly forming, waiting until you are ready to emerge. For a long time, it has watched your desire, feeling the emptiness growing inside you, noticing how you willed yourself on, still unable to leave what you had outgrown. It watched you play with the seduction of safety and the gray promises that sameness whispered, heard the waves of turmoil rise and relent, wondered, would you always live like this? Then the delight, when your courage kindled and out you stepped onto new ground, your eyes young again with energy and dream, a path of plenitude opening before you. Though your destination is not yet clear, you can trust the promise of this opening. Unfurl yourself into the grace of beginning that is at one with your life's desire. Awaken your spirit to adventure. Hold nothing back. Learn to find ease in risk. Soon you will home in a new rhythm, for your soul senses the world that awaits you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
I love that poem.
Is it in the chat? That poem? Me too. I love it. Dorothy.
Sure, if Katerina usually puts it in the chat, but let me put at least the name, and it's very easy to get on internet if you just put in the poem. So I'm going to put the name in the.
Thank you.
I think it's even on YouTube.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Just reading it.
What's the name of the poem?
For a New Beginning.
Oh, okay. Okay.
John Donahue. John O'Donohue.
Uh-huh.
I want to wish you a good week. And next week, we have a very special presentation with a young South African therapist who is going to talk to us about silence and the different meanings of silence. So we'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.